we're going to fight for everything that we deserve, but at the same time, like, we need to play basketball. That's what our fans crave, and that's what all of you crave as well, is you want the product on the floor. And at the end of the day, that's how you make the money, that's how you're marketable, that's what the fans get excited about, that's what the fans want to show up for. So, you know, it's business and it's a negotiation, and there has to be compromise on both sides. And, you know, we're starting to get down to the wire of it, and it's become really important. And, you know, obviously I want to help in any way I can, and I tried to educate myself the best I can. Obviously I can't speak to every single number. It's pretty.
That specific address encapsulates the paramount message the WNBA will encounter this entire season. Amidst the usual focus on internal disputes and the back and forth of collective bargaining talks, Caitlin Clark delivered a singular, unequivocal statement: "We simply cannot jeopardize this progress." Her assessment is undeniably accurate.
And today, you guys, WNBA fans are so excited because Caitlin Clark is finally back on the court playing basketball, and it seems like she is 100%. She is going 5v5. Team USA is currently holding their training camp. So all the ladies will be in Durham this weekend training. As you can see, the roster here: Lauren Betts, Aaliyah Boston, Cam Brink, Paige Beckers, Veronica Burton, Sonia Citron, Caitlin Clark, Kalia Copper, Chelsea Gray, Brittany Griner, Dearica Hamby, Kiki Ariafen, Rakia Jackson, Brianna Jones, Kelsey Plum, Angel Reese, Juju Watkins, and Jackie.
During December 2024, at Team USA's training camp in Durham, 16 elite women's basketball players convened, ostensibly to prepare for the 2026 FIBA World Cup. Yet, an undeniable tension permeated the atmosphere. If the WNBA Players Association and the league failed to resolve their collective bargaining agreement impasse by January 9th, the 2026 season could genuinely be imperiled for these athletes. A stark reality, not mere exaggeration. The roster boasted luminaries like Lauren Jackson, Brianna Stewart, Kelsey Plum, Angel Reese, Paige Buckers, and Caitlin Clark. However, this assembly transcended mere athletic exhibition. The camp unfolded at a pivotal juncture in the WNBA's narrative, suggesting that player pronouncements away from the court might hold greater weight than their performance on it.
But I think there are different things that we can find ways to say, no, like, we certainly deserve that, and we're not going to compromise on that, and then other things that we can probably compromise on. But like I said, like, this is the biggest moment in the history of the WNBA, and I don't want that to be forgotten. Similar, like, it's important that we find a way to, you know, play this next season, and I think our fans, and even everybody that has played in this league that has come before us, deserve that as well.
Observe her framing. This is the seminal moment in league history. Not merely significant, but the most crucial. Her immediate shift to securing play for the next season reveals a critical insight. Caitlin Clark grasps what must be articulated loudly. Sustained growth is impossible without active competition. Reflect on the WNBA a year prior. The 2024 season was imminent. Clark's professional adaptation uncertain. Angel Reese's pro potential unknown. Average attendance hovered around 6,500. Today, the Indiana Fever alone commands over 17,000 fans per game. This is not gradual improvement, it's a monumental transformation. Clark's statement gains gravity because it extends beyond mere gameplay. It confronts the business imperative seemingly overlooked in current talks. The WNBA just concluded its most successful year. Ratings soared 70%, new media rights secured $2.2 billion over 11 years, and expansion fees reached $50 million per franchise. This represents the kind of organic momentum professional sports leagues yearn to capitalize on.
Can we just give it up for Caitlin Clark's answer? Thank you, thank you, thank you, Caitlin. This is the biggest moment the WNBA has ever seen, and it's not something that can be messed up. I feel like I have been screaming this at the top of my lungs through all of the messiness that has happened over the past 2 seasons in the WNBA. You have a moment right now in women's basketball, and specifically in the WNBA. You have a boom that we have never seen in the history of this league. Do whatever you can to not mess it up, and they've already done multiple things that is like shooting themselves in the foot.
And there it is.
The necessity for compromise, though unwelcome to current discourse, remains an undeniable reality. Players advocate for universal charter flights, not just playoff teams, alongside an increased revenue share and improved compensation across the board. While these entitlements are merited, the pressing concern is securing sufficient concessions now to avert a work stoppage that threatens to dismantle all recent achievements. Kelsey Plum, at the same training camp, characterized CBA discussions as dispiriting, noting a substantial chasm between the two parties. December 2024, with a January 9th deadline, leaves precious little time to bridge this divide. Unlike the NBA, whose established fan base and vast infrastructure afford it resilience against a lockout, the WNBA lacks such safeguards. This league is still in its foundational stages. Halting development mid-construction would be an irreversible misstep.
Team that is playing against them. Kelsey Plum off the screen, kicks to Caitlin Clark for three. Caitlin Clark up the court. Another three. Caitlin Clark off the screen, another three. Her shot looks really good. There were other photos of her going around, I feel like the past couple weeks also, saying that it looks like she dropped some of the muscle that she did gain before last season. It's hard to tell. To be honest, you guys, I'm not really like body watching Caitlin Clark.
Observe this sequence closely, as it perfectly illustrates the fervent demand for WNBA content during this offseason. Caitlin Clark hadn't participated in competitive basketball since September 25th, 2024, when the Fever fell to the Connecticut Sun in the first playoff round. Over 2 months without Clark on the court had created palpable anticipation, yet here, her movement is fluid, her footwork precise, her release effortlessly smooth, her shot shows no hesitation. Lingering questions about her rookie season's physical changes, whether increased bulk contributed to plantar fasciitis or other soft tissue issues, dissipate upon witnessing her agile display. She projects comfort, health, and crucially, visible enjoyment.
Like that, you know, we had the photos last year from Media Day when she was like flexing and all that, and you could clearly see that she had put on a lot of muscle, but it's hard to tell here, so I'm not really going to comment on it. But there were some fans that were saying it looks like she dropped some of the muscle that she put on, and a lot of people were wondering if that is why she had so many soft tissue injuries during last season, but again, I don't know, so I'm just going to leave it at that. And here's another clip, you guys, of Caitlin Clark's signature three. She's dribbling the ball up the court, goes to her left, step back three-point.
Paige Bucker's game-winning sidestep against Caitlin Clark promptly went viral, while critics prematurely seized upon it as definitive proof of something. They overlooked the essence. This exemplifies precisely what fans crave: two prodigious talents clashing in authentic competition, devoid of manufactured rivalries or social media theatrics, just pure basketball. The dynamic between Caitlin and Paige is compelling, symbolizing distinct routes to shared eminence. Clark arrived as the WNBA's most heralded rookie, fulfilling expectations despite relentless physicality and scrutiny, solidifying her star status. Booker's, slated for next year, carries similar anticipation, but with a different skill set, offering more defensive versatility and systemic adherence. This stylistic contrast makes their encounters captivating. Critically, this training camp, these scrimmages, and this vital content are what the WNBA desperately requires more of, not less. A work stoppage would erase all of it. No games, no highlights, no viral moments, no casual fans converting to ardent supporters. The very engine of growth would stall.
And this is the kind of basketball that so many WNBA fans have been missing. And there's another clip that is also currently going viral, and it's Paige Bucker's sidestep three on Caitlin Clark. And now obviously the Caitlin Clark haters are loving this, but I also love this too. I love to see two great players like Paige, like Caitlin, playing either on the same team or against one another. But check this out. So there's a long rebound here. Paige gets it, pump fake, sidestep, drains the three, and that is game.
Angel Reese posting up Paige Buckers, attempting to screen Caitlin Clark with Jackie Young rotating for assistance. This demonstrates the sophisticated defensive schemes some previously doubted the WNBA possessed. Now evident even in a practice setting with players barely acquainted, the defensive focus Clark commands is undeniable. Even in a scrimmage, where teammates might typically ease up, the intense effort required to contain her is apparent. Paige actively denies her the ball, while Jackie Young shades over for help defense, all without a formal game plan. Imagine playoff-level defensive intensity. This also undermines the persistent Caitlin Clark can't play defense narrative, which is often frustratingly simplistic. Observe her positioning. She isn't gambling for steals or overreaching. She maintains her assignment and funnels opponents into help. This is fundamental basketball. While not an elite defender, her competency is more than adequate for a player shouldering her significant offensive responsibility.
For team, we'll just call them Team Gray right here in Team USA training camp. But it is so interesting because so many outlets are picking up this clip and it's like, oh, Paige Beckers drains a three in Caitlin Clark's face, and she did. She absolutely did. But this is fun. I just love to see all these young players out there competing. And
This moment embodies the pinnacle: diverse players, varied origins, different draft classes, united by the singular pursuit of representing Team USA at the highest echelon. The vibrant energy is palpable in their celebratory reactions and relentless competition. This is women's basketball operating on the platform it merits. Crucially, however, this entire surge of positive momentum and excitement dissipates if the 2026 season fails to materialize due to CBA issues. Team USA would persist, players would still train, but the foundational WNBA enabling such moments would suffer an irreparable blow. The CBA negotiation is precarious, both sides present valid arguments, yet the consequences of failure are profoundly asymmetrical. A player forced work stoppage would forfeit a year of prime earning potential and halt league momentum. Conversely, if the league resists player demands, a strike risks annihilating fan interest and permanently damaging player relationships. Players articulate seemingly reasonable demands, universal charter flights, not just playoff benefits. The WNBA currently permits charters for back-to-backs and playoffs, but regular season travel largely remains commercial. The NBA has enjoyed full charter access for decades, asking elite athletes to perform while enduring commercial flight burdens, delays, layovers. Physical toll is unsustainable. They also seek a larger revenue share. The 2020 CBA lacks a fixed split like the NBA's 50-50, using a complex formula guaranteeing players at least 50% of revenue or a set amount. Players desire clarity and a greater portion, especially post new media deals worth $200 million annually from 2026. Their timing is strategic, but complexity arises. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert states the WNBA has mostly operated at a loss, subsidized by the NBA with tens of millions annually. Debate exists regarding these reported losses. Some analysts claim conservative accounting obscures true profitability, yet, even accepting league figures, a fiscal reality demands consideration. Players counter that investment is necessary for growth, arguing that charter flights, better salaries, and improved conditions will yield dividends in performance, fan experience, and league expansion, a likely truth. The immediate question is affordability now versus awaiting further revenue growth. Caitlin Clark's pivotal comments acknowledge this very tension. She doesn't dispute the player's deservedness, but posits that the cost of non-play might exceed the cost of compromise, a pragmatic, business-minded perspective vital for these talks. Consider the stakes. The 2024 WNBA season averaged 1.2 million national viewers, up from 440,000 in 2020. Finals averaged 1.63 million. Attendance grew 48% year over year. This is not marginal, it's explosive growth, directly linked to talents like Clark and Reese, but growth is delicate, particularly in women's sports where media attention can quickly vanish without consistent product. The NWSL's 2021 momentum, lost to 2022 scandals and scheduling issues, took 2 years to regain. The WNBA cannot afford such a setback. Expansion is also a factor. San Francisco joins in 2025. Portland and Toronto are planned. $50 million expansion fees indicate investor confidence, predicated on continued play from stars like Clark, Reese, and Buckers, generating buzz and tickets. A work stoppage endangers all that. Clark personally declined lucrative alternatives. Ice Cube's Big Three overseas play, maximizing endorsement income to prioritize the WNBA's growth. Her commitment is absolute. When someone with such dedication urges, "We need to find a way to play," everyone should heed. The January 9th deadline is absolute. Without a new CBA, the current one expires. A lockout or strike could ensue, plunging the league into toxic legal battles, eroding trust, and leaving lingering damage even after eventual agreement. The solution: genuine, mutual compromise. Players must identify absolute non-negotiables and consider phased implementation for other demands. Perhaps full charter access isn't feasible by 2026, but could be committed by 2028. A graduated revenue share could evolve towards 50%. The league must recognize player demands are reasonable. These are elite athletes, generating substantial revenue and interest. Treating them as a charity or developmental league undermines WNBA credibility. To be a serious professional league requires investing in its product accordingly. Caitlin Clark's press conference was a reality check for all stakeholders. She underscored the true priorities: playing basketball, expanding the game, building on current momentum. Negotiating tactics and public posturing are secondary to this core mission. If the WNBA and Players Association fail to secure this future, letting this moment slip due to ego, stubbornness, or short-term vision, it will mark one of sports history's gravest missteps. The coming weeks will dictate women's basketball's trajectory for the next decade. Will the WNBA build on 2024's incredible momentum, or squander it with a work stoppage, alienating fans and damaging the brand? Will players achieve deserved conditions and compensation, or be forced to choose between principles and careers? These are the crucial questions. Caitlin Clark's answer is clear: find a way to play. Ultimately, it's about the game, the fans, and the future of women's basketball. Everything else is secondary.